Hi guys, our lesson today is about linear function. The linear function is called linear because what? Because the graph in xy plane is a straight line. So if we draw the function, it will be a straight line. Let's have an example. If we have f of x equals 2x plus 3, how can we draw this function? Just we will have here the grid like this, x-axis and y-axis. Okay, let's find 2 points. The 2 points, we can find any 2 points on the grid, and we can draw this function, but it's better to find the 2 points of the intersection of the straight line with x-axis and y-axis. So to find the intersection point with y-axis, put x equals 0. When we put x equals 0 here, so it will be f of x equals 3. So f of 0 equals 3. So we have the first point with y-axis is 0, 3. And if we wanted to find the intersection point with x-axis, just put f of x equals 0 and solve the equation. So we have 0 equals to x plus 3, so x equals negative 3 over 2, which is negative 1.5. so this is the second point. So let's name the 2 points A and B and draw the straight line. So don't forget, the linear function is called linear because if we graph this function, it will be a straight line. We can write a linear function in many forms. Okay, the first form is what? Slope-intercept form, like the last example. So it will be y equals mx plus b. What m? M is what? M, guys, is the slope of the straight line, and b is what? Y-intercept. We will study. And what is the second form? The second form is point-slope form. Point-slope form is what? Is y minus y sub 1 equals m multiplied by x minus x sub 1. So what x sub 1 and y sub 1 is any point on the straight line. We can find it. What is the third? The general form. The general form is what? Is ax plus by plus c equals 0. This is the general form. And the last form is the standard form. The standard form is what? Ax plus by equals c. This is the standard form. So let's have a shape. We can summary the 4 forms here like this. This is the shape, linear function form. We studied before. Y equals mx plus b. Second, y minus y sub 1 equals m multiplied by x minus x sub 1, and ax plus by plus 0 equals plus c equals 0, and ax plus by equals c. Let's have an example. If we have the slope between any 2 points on the line is constant, to find, if you find the slope of the straight line by using any 2 points, so this slope is constant, it doesn't change. We have here, let's have an example or the rule. We have here a grid with a straight line. So we have 2 points, the first x sub 1 y sub 1 and the second x sub 2 y sub 2. So what is the slope here? We write here m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 x sub 1. But y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is what? is delta y over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 is delta x. So to find m, just delta y over delta x. So it's rise over run. So this is the rule, we must study it. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Let's have an example. If a equals 4 comma 7 and b is negative 1 and negative 3, so this is the 2 points. So find the value of slope of AB of the straight line of the graph. Just we will apply the rule. What's here? Look here, guys. We have here, listen to me. We have here, the first point is x sub 1, y sub 1. And the second point is x sub 2, y sub 2. So to find the slope, just negative 3 minus negative 7 over what? Over negative 1 minus 4. We can find it easily. Okay, so m equals negative 3 minus negative 7, negative 3 minus negative 7 over negative 1 minus 4. So it will be negative 3 plus, we have here negative times negative equals positive, plus 7 over negative 5. We have here negative 4 over 5. So the slope is negative 4 over 5. The slope here is negative. For a linear function, as an example, for a linear function, f of 0 equals 2 and f of 3 equals 5. If k equals f of 5, what is the value of k? The value of k is what? We have here options 5, 6, 7, 8. We have points here. How many points we have? We have 3 points. The first is what, guys? The first is 0, 2, and the second is 3, 5. The third is k and what? 5. This is f of f5 equals k, so we have here the point is 5 and k. So we have here 3 points. We have here 3 points, 0 and 2, 3, 5, and 5 and k. If f of x equals y, so y equals k. So we have here 3 points, 0, 2, 3, 5, and 5, k. What will we do? Just we will find the slope by using the first and second point, and equals this slope equals what? Equals the slope by using the second and third, which is 5, k. Because the slope is what? The slope is constant. We studied before as a rule. So we have here 5 minus 2 over 3 minus 0 equals what? Equals k minus 5 over 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 2 equals what? Equals 3. 3 over 3 equals 1. So the slope here is 1. Equals what? Equals k minus 5 over 2. What is this? This is an equation in one variable, which is k. How can we find it? By cross products. So k minus 5 equals what? Equals 2. So what number minus 5 equals 2? This number is 7. So k equals 7. So the answer option is 7. Let's take an example. He said the opposite table shows 3 points for the function f. If f is a linear function, what is the value of a plus b? We have here a function. So f of 0 equals a, f of 1 equals 12, f of 2 equals b. How can we find the value of a plus b? It will be 24, 36, 48, and 60. We have 3 points here on the line. 0, a and 1, 12 to b. So the slope is constant. So the slope by using the first and second is 12 minus a over 1 minus 0 equals what? Equals b minus 12 over 2 minus 1. So we get 12 minus a equals b minus 12 because the bottom numbers will be 1. How can we find a plus b? Just move here negative 12 to the other side to be plus, and move negative a to be positive a. We get what? We get a plus b equals 12 plus 12 equals 24. It's easy, yes. So the answer is what, guys? Is 24. It's easy to find it. So don't forget, the slope is constant for any 2 points on the straight line, or the slope is constant for any 2 points on the graph, which represents the linear function. Let's have an example. A linear function is given by what? We have here a linear function ax plus by plus c equals 0. So he get here, or give us here, the general form of the linear function. But the general form is about conditions. A is greater than 0, so A is positive, and B is less than 0, so B is negative, and C is greater than 0 and C is positive. So here A, B, C, the coefficients or the constants, are what? Are positive except B. B is positive, B is negative, don't forget this. Which of the following graph represents the graph of the function? Which, this is the question. This is number A, or B we have, or C and D. Look here, we have here the equation or the function ax plus by plus c equals 0. So put this equation in y-intercept form. How? Just we have here by equals negative ax minus c. Just subtracting ax and then subtract c from the both sides, we get by equals negative ax minus c. Now we can divide by b, the coefficient of y. We get what? Y equals negative a over bx minus c over b. We get what? We can deduce here the slope. The slope is what here? The slope is the coefficient of x here, which is negative a over b. So the slope is negative a over b, but b is what? B is less than 0, so b is negative. B is negative, so the slope is positive. The slope is positive, so the slope is greater than 0. So we can choose here the shape number B or the shape number D. But guys, look at the equation here, y equals negative a over bx minus c over b. But b here is what? Is negative. So this amount is positive. So the y-intercept is what? Is positive. So the correct answer is what? Is D here, not B. So the answer option is D. Let's have an example. He said if f is a linear equation and f of 3 equals 2 and f of 5 equals 6. Okay, what is the y-intercept of the graph of f? He is asking here about the y-intercept. We have 2 points here. 3, 2 and 5, 6. So we can find what? We can find the slope. Now 6 minus 2 over 5 minus 3, so it will be 4 over 2 equals what? Equals 2. So we can write here the equation. The equation is what? Or the y-intercept form is what? Y equals mx plus b. M is what? M is the slope. We can substitute. The slope is what? Is 2. We get before. So y equals here 2x plus b. How can we find b? We can find b by substitute by any points on the straight line. We have 2 points. We can choose the first 3, 2 or 5, 6 as you like. I choose here 3, 2. 3, 2 belongs to the function. So cancel x and write 3 and cancel y and write 2. Now we get 2 equals 2 times 3 plus b. Then c equals 2 minus 6. So b here is negative 4. So this symbol is b. Sorry for that. So the answer options is what? Is negative 4. D. Another example. He said if f is a linear function and f of 3 equals negative 2 and f of 4 equals negative 4. So we have 2 points here. What is the x-intercept of the graph of f? How can we find the x-intercept? Just we find here the linear function, the rule of the function. To find the x-intercept, just put y equals 0. So we can here solve this example by using 2 methods. Let's take method 1. We have here 2 points, 3 and negative 2, 4 and negative 4. We can find the slope here like this. The slope, it will be negative 2. We can find it easily. Now we can write the equation or the function y equals negative 2x plus b. This is a function. We get what? How can we find b? Just we will substitute by any points 3, negative 2 in the equation. So we can delete y and write negative 2 and delete x and write 3. Negative 2 equals negative 2 times 3, negative 2 here, negative 2 times 3 here, it will be negative 6 plus b. How can we find b? Just we can add 6 to the both sides. We get b equals 4. Now we can write the equation. It will be y equals minus 2x plus 4. To find here the x-intercept, just put y equals 0. So 0 equals negative 2x plus 4. We get x equals what? Equals 2. We can solve this equation. We get here the x-intercept is 2, 0. So x-intercept is 2. The option answer is 2. What about second method? We can find it. We can find here the constant is a slope, constant slope, 2 points. Just we have here negative 2 equals 0 minus negative 2 over x minus 3. Let here the x-intercept is x, 0. So negative 2 we studied before, the slope is negative 2. And find here the constant or the slope by using the 2 points x, 0, which is here the x-intercept, and this point which is 3 and negative 2. So we have 0 minus negative 2 over x minus 3. We get an equation, just cross products here. It will be negative 2x plus 6 equals 2. We can find it x equals 2. so the x-intercept is 2. It's easy to find it. It's easy to solve this equation, by the way. Let's have an example. We have here this shape is a straight line, and we have here 3 points on the straight line on the graph, linear function. The graph of the linear function here f is shown in xy plane. He said if b equals to a, if b here equals to a, so find the value of b, of a. The value of a is what? You can choose now. How can we find the value of a? Now we have the slope is constant. We have 3 points, 0, 3, and a, b is what? B is to a. So this point is a, to a, and 5, 0. So we have the 3 points, 0, 3, and a to a, and 5, 0. So this is the 3 points, and the slope is constant. How can we find a? Just we will find the slope by using the first and middle here, first and second point, and the second and third point. Just we will find the slope and make an equation to find a. By using first and second, it will be 2a minus 3 over a equals 0 minus 2a. It will be negative 2a over 5 minus a. We can here cross products, so we will get 2a minus 3 times negative a plus 5 equals negative 2a squared. We can find the product here by using distributive property. It will be negative 2a squared plus 13a minus 15 equals negative 2a squared. We know that we have here negative 2a squared in both sides, so we can cancel it because it's equivalent by the same sign. We get 13a minus 15 equals 0. We can find that 13a equals 15 by adding 15 to both sides. Dividing by 13, we get a equals 15 over 13. So the answer is C. He said the table shows here, we have here a table, shows some values of linear function for selected values of x. Which of the following represents the function f? He said. So he needs to know the function is what? The rule of the function. To find the rule of the function here, just we will use 2 points to find here, any 2 points to find the slope. Then we can find here the y-intercept by substituting by any 2 points in the equation to find the y-intercept and write the equation. Let's take 2 points like negative 1 and 6 and 0, 4. The first 2 points. We get the slope 4 minus 6 over 0 minus negative 1. It will be here negative 2. We can write the function here. The function, do you remember the function? The rule? Yes, f of x equals mx plus b. This is the rule. And m is what? M is the slope. The slope is what? We get negative 2. So cancel m or delete m and write negative 2. The function is negative 2x plus b. But the function here without the y-intercept, how can you find it? It's easy. Just to take any point, like what? Like 0.4. Any point. And here we have f of 0 equals what? Equals 4. So cancel f of x and write 4, and cancel x and write 0 by your eye. So b equals what? B equals 4. We have here the function is f of x equals negative 2x plus 4. Negative 2x plus 4, we can write it as 4 minus 2x. So the option function is here what? Is b, f of x equals 4 minus 2x. We have here a linear function f equals 5 over 9c plus 32. He said Fahrenheit and Celsius are related to the equation. This equation is a linear function. If the Fahrenheit temperature increased by 27 degrees, don't forget this information, what is the degree increase in Celsius? We have here the choices. F equals 9 over 5c plus 32. This is what? This is a linear equation. Okay? Now, we studied before that delta y over delta x before equals what? Equals the slope. And we can find the slope here is what? Is 9 over 5. Because this what is a graph is what? Is a linear function. We studied before. So, delta y, delta f over delta c equals 9 over 5. And we studied before in the question that delta f equals 27. So substitute by 27 over delta c equals 9 over 5. By cross products, we can find delta c. So delta c is what? 5 times 27 over 9. We can simplify. We get delta c equals 15. The option answer is A, 15. We have here a figure. So the figure is what? Is a circle is drawn, and this circle is tangent to line L, and x-axis and y-axis, the two axes are what? Are tangent to the circle. Okay, he said if the radius of the circle is 5, so r is 5. What is the value of t? We have here a point t. A point t is a coordinate, a y coordinate of the point b. b is what? 8 comma t. So how can we find the value of t? Is what? 7, 8, 9, 10. To find the value of t, we will draw in the shape, on the shape here. We can name many points here like S and M, and draw like this from the geometry of the shape. Okay, just complete here. If I ask you about MB is what? MB is a radius, so it's 5. Okay, but if I ask you about MQ is what? Is a radius, and M to the point 5.0 is what? Is a radius here. So MB equals MQ equals M to this point, so it will be 5 units. We can complete RB like this. Look, the distance from M to Q is what? From M to Q is 5, we studied before, equals radius. And the distance from M to B is what? Is 5, because it's radius. So we have here MR equals MQ minus minus RQ. So it will be 8, because here from this point of y, from y axis to the point Q is what? Is 8, because we have here a point here is B. So 8 comma here, 8 comma T. So it will be 8 minus 5 equals 3. So BR equals what? BR equals 4 from Pythagoras theorem. Just we have 5, 3, 4. Okay, so T equals what? Equals 4 plus 5. Why 5? Because you have here a point is 5 comma 0. This is point here is what? This is line segment, okay, is equal what? Is equal 5 because it what? It's a radius of the circle. So T equals what? T equals 9. So the answer option is what? Is C. Thank you for watching. See you soon, guys.